For this What's Neat This Week, we're celebrating July. In July 2010, Joe Steimann put on one good firework performance here on the property of about 2,000 shells. We had the backyard full of people. The Garden Railroad was running real nice that night, and the fireworks were out here on the edge of the cliff going up into the sky, just as beautiful as can be. We're going to end this July show where I'm going to take the Harbor Freight electronic fly swatter and I'm going to turn it into this really professional looking static grass gun that works great. So sit back and enjoy this What's Neat This Week for July.
You want an additional cake on the ear? Yeah, right. Come here, Bob. Right, tap this up. What? Bob. Tie that together right there like that.
It wasn't Montego Bay.
Look at Anna. That's Michelle Jr. It's Mini-Me.
Yeah, that's Michelle.
No, she's not. She don't know.
Yeah, we were long and dry.
She'll know, Dad.
She's a doll. We're in the wrong part of town, man. Yeah.
The gal thing know that. Pretty bad.
Hey, Eddie. Hey. Hi, Eddie. Phil?
Yeah, take a shot of that though. Yeah, gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, what you got there? Rock Howard Northern. Yeah, over in it. No, it's
Good show, Joe. Look at that, right there.
I got it on my phone.
That's
Did you
a
get the whole
happy
thing?
boy right there. Check it out.
Everything went off without a hitch. Nobody got hurt.
Oh, awesome. For this portion of What's Neat this week, I want to talk about static grass applicators. Now, we're all familiar with the Knock static grass applicator from Europe. You can pick up one of these out of the Walker's catalog for $279, and they work great. They've been proven, they work really good for doing scenery. But recently, I came across a YouTube article that discussed the Harbor Freight Fly Swatter. Now, this puppy puts out around 14,000 or 15,000 volts of electricity, but there's virtually no amperage to it. So it's not going to kill you, although I tell you it will take a fly and turn it into powder. Boom, zap, just like that. What we're going to do is we're going to simply take a screen from the local grocery store that you use for sifting, and we're going to attach it to this. Inside of this unit is a small transformer that delivers the 14,000 watts of oomph. This is a wicked little puppy. And inside there's also a capacitor that allows the power just to come out all at once the contacts are made. What we're going to do is we're going to take this apart, put it together into a applicator type of a device, and see how well that it actually does work for making the static grass stand up. It's not a new idea. Again, it's on YouTube. Anybody can go out and find the video, multiple videos in fact, on how to work with this, different types of way to attach it. But I'm going to find the most effective way, the most safe way. Now I will tell you, it says on here that this is not a toy. Don't take it apart. So do this at your own risk. But it does in fact work. Here's what the device looks like in the package. Here's what it looks like pulled out of the package. And what a simple device once you get it opened up. This is very ingenious. What a great little idea somebody come up with. I used a jeweler's saw to cut the glue around the tennis racket, the yellow outside. Here's the electronic chip that's got the capacitor and the transformer in it. The capacitor is the red thing, the transformer is yellow. And what we're going to do, just based on looking at what I see here, I've got the yellow wire and I've got the green wires. One of them, one set of wires, what we're going to do is we're going to pull these wires off and resolder black wire to each one of these sections. One wire will go to the alligator clip, the other wire will attach to the screen so that we can create our static charge. Don't throw away the screens. This will be great for sifting rock for your layout. If you're sifting creek rock and you want to sift them down to different sizes, it looks like this screen would be just perfect for that. So keep this, don't discard this. Now I've got my soldering iron set up, and all I'm simply going to do is get in tight here and desolder the green and the yellow wires, and then solder black wire in its place. One black wire will have the alligator clip on it, the other black wire will attach to our screen. The last thing I'll need to do is figure out a mounting way to mount this. I'm sure that's going to be very easy if I use some epoxy and some spacers, so I'll just let me think that through, and I'll show you what happens next. Okay, I've got this figured out. This is going to be easy. It's going to take a little time, but it's going to be very simple. I'm going to take this piece of plywood. This is oak, 1/4 inch oak, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to double up this piece of wood because I've got to fill this gap. The screen will go into here. Everything will be epoxied together tight. But what's the deal is this wood is going to be cut to the same length and the same shape as this handle section. I'll drill out the holes so this all fits together, paint it black, groove out the wood so that these wires, these handles will fit into the wood very clean and very nice and very strong. And this thing is going to look like it was actually designed and built. It's a prototype. It's going to look very professional. This is going to look super nice when I'm finished with it. Now that looks good. Okay, I took my piece of wood that's been cut. I took a Dremel motor tool and I grooved out where the colander's wires are going to fit right in there smooth. So let me put it together. We'll do a quick test fit and then I'll paint the wood black, solder the wires, and assemble this whole thing, and it's going to be finished. Done and ready to be tested. Everything fits together, it looks like, really nicely. There you go. Smooth, tight. I'll put it together with some 5-minute epoxy and this will be really tight. And it's going to look like a very professional assembly job. It's going to look nice. Okay, I want to show you what this looks like before I put it back together. I soldered the wire that's on this side to this part of the colander. I soldered the other wire that will be connected to the alligator clip to the other side where the other sets of wires were soldered. I drilled out a hole in the side, tied a knot in it so that when it gets pulled hard it won't affect the circuit board. And I've got my clip right here on the end. So when I reassemble this, I'm going to put just a little bit of 3-minute epoxy inside of these grooves so this will be nice and tight and won't be flimsy when you pick it up and hold it. And then all I have to do is simply reassemble it, put the glue back together, and it's going to look like a very clean prototype with no exposed wires. No way to really get hurt. Nothing's going to short out. It's very clean looking. I'm mixing the epoxy. I'll start laying that in here. I just put the screws back in and this project's finished. This was that quick. It's very clean. This is going to be very strong. It's going to look good. Okay, here's how it's looking. The epoxy's still setting up. The wires coming through the side, all the screws are in. Everything's in right now except for batteries. Here's the clamp. So you clamp this to your layout, fill this up with grass material, and then shake it right above your seam. And we're going to try this in a few minutes after this epoxy sets up and see how it works. Okay, I finished construction on the homemade Fly Swatter grass static applicator. I'm going to put down some glue, Woodland Scenic cement, And first I'm going to use the knock gun, the $278 knock gun that you can purchase from Walthers. This is tried and true. When I put this down, you're going to see the grass is going to stand straight up. I'm applying 4mm grass, and as you can see, it's really heading up straight towards the gun, just like it's supposed to do. So that works. Now we're going to try the homemade $3 Fly Swatter gun. Actually, these were on sale for $1.79 a piece. I picked up 4 of them. So this is really our, by the time you figure the wire here from Radio Shack, which probably cost more than $2, I'm probably in this thing for $4. Now let's turn it on and see how it performs. The grass is standing straight up. The grass is standing straight down from the screen towards the diorama. We have got a charge of static electricity that is allowing the grass to stand up in the glue, just like the knock gun, except after you build this one for about $4, you've got enough money to take your wife on a date and probably pay your electric bill and a few other bills at the same time. You can't beat this. We've built a very clean prototype here with simple wires coming out at one end, soldered the wires inside. This thing's a beautiful prototype of a grass static applicator, just as good as you could hope to have. And you can use this for your layout and your scenery all day long. Look at that grass standing up. This is just a perfect static grass applicator, made from a fly swatter, if you can believe that. And that's what's neat this week.